Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the capital of South Carolina and welcome to Monday Night Raw, a fantastic weekend we just had with Basher Berlin and the women's only PLE Evolution. Now this man was at Basher Berlin. He failed at becoming a two-time World Heavyweight Championship. Sami Zayn has something on his chest. Let's go ahead and hear him out. Less than 30 days. That is the amount that I spent being champion. Heck, if I want to get specific, I believe I only held it for 7 days, but damn, those 7 days were the best of my life. So I'm here to call my shots. I want to be next in line to get another championship Finn Balor is here. Looks like he has something to say. Let's hear him out. Whoa, mate. Sami, you think you can just go ahead and lose at Basher Berlin and then out of nowhere call a shot to get back in line? No. If anything, you're at the back of the line. And I know damn well I'm at the front. I've put the Judgment Day behind me. I've came out on top. So if you want an opportunity, me and you next week, #1 contenders match. What do you say, Sami? Yeah, Finn Balor. I'ma have to say no. And well, it looks like Sami Zayn a little selfish as he just finished off a championship opportunity in which he failed to become champion and regain the title that he once held, as he mentioned, for about 7 days. Next up in line, according to Sami Zayn, well, is himself. Just because he lost, I guess, to Sami Zayn does not mean can't get another shot right away. On the other hand, Finn Balor is saying, Have you seen what I've done with the Judgment Day? I've left them in the past. I've completely shut them down. I mean, it's true. The Judgment Day have now officially lost all their gold. They carry nothing with them. And it all started with the cracks of Finn Balor leaving. So Finn Balor says, yo, if you want another opportunity, might as well just earn it. #1 contenders match, me and you. Sami Zayn says, nah, I don't think so. So the way that I'm saying this is that Sami Zayn basically believes he's ahead of everyone else simply because he's been able to already crown himself a one-time world champion. But hey, guess what? Finn Balor, about 9 years ago, was also able to become a one-time world champion. So Sami Zayn gonna have to humble down. I know his mindset's a little different. It's all about the checks and the championships now for him. But still, you gotta have some class and realize if you not only lost your championship, but then get an instant rematch and lose there too, you gotta get on a little bit of a cool down and build yourself up before you're able to go ahead and get another championship opportunity. But I guess we'll see what happens with that. Sami Zayn did end up declining Finn Balor in his so-called #1 contenders matches. Instead, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our first match of the night. We have Bayley versus Scarlett. And Bayley is a very hot topic in the wrestling community right now, as over at the women's only PLE Evolution just last night, we saw Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch face off against each other for the women's Intercontinental Championship. Of course, Bayley coming off of a loss against Lyra for that match. Lyra ended up winning. She got the championship opportunity, failed at becoming the Intercontinental Champion, while it was by some cheating ways from Becky Lynch, which is now something that we kind of expect from her. Nevertheless, Becky Lynch did come out on top and end up retaining her championship. And the talk of the town is Bayley, because everyone's saying she is next. Sure, she failed at becoming the #1 contenders match, but she has been grinding her butt off, and she has earned it and deserves the opportunity to go ahead and gain another championship match. She was in that original triple threat match back at Backlash. That is where Becky Lynch first won the Intercontinental Championship. Since then, Bayley has gotten one more opportunity, but unfortunately for her, has not been able to become champion. So definitely within the next couple of weeks, do not be surprised if Bayley calls her shots and earns herself a championship opportunity, because if the fans know it, she definitely knows it, that she is more likely than not up next. But here tonight in the opening match, we do have Bayley versus Scarlett to open up Monday Night Raw. Now, we do have some breaking news. We will be hearing from the best in the world, CM Punk, more likely than not, we are hoping that he talks about his match with Seth Rollins. Of course, it was Roman Reigns and CM Punk who teamed up to take on both of the Brawns of the Re-Evolution, took them down in a tag team match to earn a singles match against Seth Rollins of their choice. However, I'm sure CM Punk had an eye out during Roman's match, and well, the way things went, it was basically Roman getting cheated out of a match because he got attacked backstage, he got attacked during his entrance, and by the time the match actually started, he was just a little too weak. He still got some action in because, I mean, he is the tribal chief for a reason, but point is, CM Punk definitely saw that, and I think he's smarter than to go ahead and just repeat what Roman Reigns did. I'm not saying Roman Reigns made a mistake because he hadn't known that they would actually do that. Should he have maybe thought, you know, these bad guys are more likely than not going to get involved because they got the numbers game? Yes, but point is, I do believe that CM Punk will switch things around, so that will be interesting to hear from him, and we will be doing that later tonight. As right there, Scarlett was looking for a double axe handle off of the top ropes. Bayley is able to go ahead and move out the way. As a reminder, it is confirmed. I have checked my schedule this Saturday. We will be having Saturday Night's Carnage, where AAA superstars, specifically AAA champions, will go ahead and defend their championships. We have El Hijo del Vikingo, the AAA Mega Champion, defending his title against Dragon Lee. Let's see. We have Fabi Apache, the AAA Reina de Reinas champion, defending her title against Lola Vice. We have Trick Williams, Drago, and Laredo Kid, all battling it out for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. We have Los Payasos Locos versus Los Garza for the AAA Tag Team Championships. And then we have Ethan Page versus Mr. Iguana for the AAA Latin American Championship. That to come this Saturday. And if all these PLEs weren't already so great, not this weekend, but rather the following, we will be having Survivor Series. So make sure you guys tune in because we are right around the corner to, Royal Rumble elimination and WrestleMania season. This year is coming close to an end faster than we expected. So make sure you guys stay hot and ready on these episodes. Make sure you guys stay watching because there are going to be a lot of new faces. There are going to be some releases. We will be having drafts and call-ups. But things are going to be very exciting here within the next couple of weeks. As following Survivor Series, I believe we have a Saturday night's main events. We have a Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. And I believe as far as this year, that would be it. As we go ahead and now take a look at Bayley. There is no way Scarlett's going to kick out of this. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Bayley with a nice victory. Shaking off that loss against Lyra Valkyria. But look who is here. The Women's Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch. As I was saying earlier, the fans know that Bayley is next. Then Bayley knows she's next, which also means Becky Lynch, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, knows that Bayley is next. And look at Bayley right there saying, come in. I want that title next. I'm going to take that off your shoulders. Becky Lynch and Bayley destined for a match for that Intercontinental Championship. I guess we're going to have to wait and see to when this match is going to go ahead and take place. As next up, we have some tag team action. Introducing first, Brutus and Julius Creed. The Creed brothers are here now. The Creed brothers have struggled to go ahead and really find their foothold in a proper place here in the WWE ever since American Made kind of broke apart thanks to Dragon Lee and the LWO and the whole feud with Chad Gable. It was Chad Gable who, as much as he did lose a lot, thanks to that WWE Speed Championship, he's been able to kind of find himself and keep himself floating and swimming. On the other hand, the Creed brothers, Ivy Nile, they seem to be drowning, not really been able to find a place in which they can win and start climbing up on top. But fortunately for them, as hard as their opponents are going to be hard to beat here tonight, we do have some new World Tag Team Champions. As congratulations to the Lost Souls, Shinsuke Nakamura, Eric Rowan, as they were able to go ahead and beat Fraxium over at Bash in Berlin for the World Tag Team Championships. So we do have some new champions, and of course with that comes new challengers. And a win here could go ahead and allow the Creed brothers to climb towards that #1 contendership, or to a championship match, as hard as it is, because it's AJ Styles and Omos. A big opportunity here for the Creed brothers, since I again do believe they are drowning at the moment. If they want to start swimming, if they want to start floating, they got to start off with a bang right here and win this match. However, their opponents, the Shadow Riders, AJ Styles and Omos. Congratulations to AJ Styles as well, as he was doing a little thing over at NXT. Face Joe Hendry, the former TNA World Champion, as now AJ Styles is the new TNA World Champion. So congratulations to him, now a 3-time TNA World Champion, 5-time adding the TNA and WWE World Championships. So a big achievement and milestone for AJ Styles. Again, right now is the season of new challengers and new champions. So congrats to both of these new champions. Although the ones we've seen, specifically the ones we've been talking about right now, the Lost Souls and AJ Styles, it is going to be a very difficult match on paper for the Creed brothers. As well, again, I've been mentioning AJ Styles, former world champion, and then you got Omos, a freaking powerhouse. Now, these guys, the Shadow Riders, do remind me a lot of the Lost Souls. You got your powerhouse, Eric Rowan, Omos, and then you have your athletic kind of hardcore, hard fighting, but can also kind of be a flying type of a superstar in AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. So very similar if those guys ever go ahead and battle it out for the tag team championships. That would be a very interesting match. But for now, we focus on this match, the Creed brothers versus the Shadow Riders, as Omos going to go ahead and start doing some big damage to both Julius and Brutus Creed. It is Julius Creed who's going to go ahead and begin the match for the Creed brothers right there, as we just see the power from Omos. Taking one small hit from Julius, you see the fear in Julius' eyes, and quickly it is Omos who's able to go ahead and switch things around, as now Omos quickly looking for the pinfall in order to put this match away. Almost worked out, but Julius Creed going to need a little bit more of a beating before he's put away, as now he is slowly getting up. However, Omos going to quickly meet him, picking him up, looking to slam him down. Big damage done right there by Omos as he looks for the pinfall once again. Kick out at 1 yet again, as Omos now right here going to go ahead and look to do some damage onto the left arm of Julius Creed. Now looking to do some damage as well onto Brutus Creed. Big right fist. So far, Omos doing a very good job of neutralizing and really stopping both of the Creed brothers, whether legal superstar or not, and just making sure that they aren't able to attack and instead are taking lots of pain. Is almost right here once again just scaring the living crap out of Julius Creed, who is hit with a big clothesline, flying over the top ropes, quickly gets up, but that was enough time for Brutus to go ahead and get attacked, as now Omos picking up and slamming down Julius Creed. Omos has finally tagged in AJ Styles. As great as AJ Styles is, I feel like this is a little bit of an advantage for the Creed brothers, as at least with AJ Styles size-wise, it's a little bit more bearable. Sure, AJ Styles has a lot more experience, a lot more talent, as we mentioned, multiple-time world champion, both here in WWE and TNA, as well as right now holding the TNA championship as a WWE roster superstar. But at least with the size-wise, they can kind of, fight back a little better than they can with Omos, because Omos is just an absolute freaking tank, a freaking crazy powerhouse. So this is a good opportunity for Julius Creed to potentially look for something here. Instead, though, it is just AJ Styles who's going to go ahead and continue what Omos started, and that is doing big damage to both Julius and Brutus Creed, as AJ Styles watches as Omos doing some big damage outside of the ring to Julius Creed. Being sent back into the ring, AJ Styles Now waiting is Julius Creed slowly getting up. AJ Styles, what is he going to look to do? Grabs Julius Creed. Big hit sends him into the turnbuckle. And now tag made to Omos, who is now the legal superstar yet again. These two looking to combine as they send Julius down to the mat and a big kick. One from the front, one from the back, but we almost saw a tag made right there to Brutus Creed. Omos not only interrupting that potential tag in, but also just destroying Brutus Creed, sending him flying on the outside. Now a big chokeslam as Omos may be able to put this match away, but a kick out at 1. Well, the count broken at 1 thanks to Brutus Creed as now he's slammed into the ring. Now there is no way that Brutus Creed can go ahead and prevent the finish from happening. A second choke slam, and there is no way Julius Creed kicks out of this. There it is. The Shadow Riders have done it. It was almost taking the lead for this team, but nevertheless, AJ Styles, the TNA World Champion, and Omos go ahead and get the victory here tonight against the Creed brothers. And again, with new champions in the Lost Souls, there comes new challengers. And as much as AJ Styles is already a champion, wouldn't be surprised if he wants to go add a little bit more gold to his shoulders, including his partner Omos. But here for tonight, it is celebrations for these two guys. Congratulations to Omos and AJ Styles. As we mentioned earlier, we would go ahead and hear from CM Punk. Well, that time is here. The best in the world has arrived. He has something he wants to go ahead and say. Let's go ahead and hear him out. Now, I'm sure you guys saw what happened at Bash in Berlin. Roman Reigns had his match against Seth Rollins. He was attacked backstage. He was attacked during his entrance. Now, as much as I do want to face Seth, I don't think it's smart to do so in a one-on-one match because, well, his hooligans, his little dogs are bound to get involved. So how about, Seth? Your team versus my team. Survivor Series War Games. And oh, look at that. This is exactly what I wanted to hear from CM Punk. I told you, he is a smart man. He knows that it is not smart to take on Seth Rollins in a one-on-one match simply because of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. By now, things are shaking up a little bit as CM Punk has announced he wants his match against Seth Rollins. Well, not what he initially wanted in a singles match in order to be able to actually beat up Seth Rollins while still having the backup and not having to worry as much about the bronze. It is going to be Team CM Punk versus Team Seth Rollins. The Re-Evolution versus Team Seth Rollins at Survivor Series War Games style. Now, of course, Seth Rollins has himself and both of the bronze. That leaves 2 more spots. Who could they possibly get? I mean, they've made so much enemies. I'm not sure who you would bring. I mean, Paul Heyman has his connections. He could go ahead and call an old friend in the Beast and Carnage. It's a bit of a throw because we know things didn't end the best there, but it's a possibility. He could go ahead and bring someone new from a different company, potentially. I mean, Paul Heyman, the wise man, we don't hear from him too much. Heck, we don't see from him too much because he is working. Trust me, I see him backstage, and he just laughs at his own plans. And as much as sometimes Seth Rollins and the Re-Evolution are switching plans a lot, I believe it's for a good reason because Paul Heyman does know what's best. But there will be more likely than not 2 missing spots for the Re-Evolution, as the first 3 should be filled out by Seth Rollins and both the Braun. So we'll go ahead and see who they pick up. On the other hand, CM Punk, I mean, wouldn't be surprised if he's able to pick up Roman Reigns, giving him another opportunity to go ahead and kind of get a little bit of a revenge on Seth, as well as Braun and Bronson Reed. I mean, if you're going to bring in Roman, you could maybe think about a Jey Uso still out due to injury. So, unfortunately, I don't see that as a realistic option. I mean, I think it's harder for CM Punk to recruit right now than it is for Seth. Seth has Paul Heyman, has all these connections, can look to the indie scene, the NXT, Evolve, and other companies. On the other hand, CM Punk, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have those connections, but he wants to pick up the best team in order to be able to beat this team. I feel like Seth is just there to hurt the opposition team. But anyhow, it looks like that is our first match we have confirmed. First Survivor Series. It will be Team CM Punk versus Team Seth Rollins. War Games style. We'll go ahead and figure out who will be on Team Seth Rollins, who will be on Team CM Punk. I should probably not say Team Seth Rollins, rather the Re-Evolution. And that will happen not this weekend, but rather next weekend, as this weekend will be Saturday Night's Carnage. AAA Superstars, AAA Champions defending their titles against WWE Superstars. Is up next, we have a nice little match right here. Dominic Mysterio facing off against Ludwig Kaiser. Dominic Mysterio, of course, as we heard from Finn earlier, got left behind alongside the Judgment Day, as Finn has completely torn apart the Judgment Day. And, well, here tonight, looking to go ahead and kind of go back to winning ways a little bit, trying to restart fresh. As, I mean, after losing all the gold that you have, you got to just start back from zero, rebuild yourself back up, to eventually go back to the gold and the championships and the glory. But right now, the way that Finn Balor has left the Judgment Day, it's going to take time. So here tonight, it is just Ludwig Kaiser, Dominic Mysterio, not facing for #1 contenders match, not facing for whatever. It is simply just may the best man win, and the winner will more likely than not go ahead and climb up the rankings a little bit and kind of start building up a case that they deserve a championship opportunity, or that they deserve whatever they may be in search for. Ludwig Kaiser has previously already gotten 2 Intercontinental Championship opportunities with the last couple of months against the new Intercontinental Champion Penta. Well, not too new anymore, as he's gone ahead and defended his title quite well. Once against Dominic, twice against Ludwig, against Trick Williams, against Karrion Kross. Doing a very good job right there. Of course, a lot of people still want another rematch for Dominic Mysterio's. Well, the time that he ended up getting his rematch, Finn Balor got involved. But what I have to say to that is, when Penta won it, Dominic attacked him during his entrance, and Penta still won. So Dominic got attacked during his entrance, he can still go ahead and win if he truly wanted to. So that's what I say to that. But he clearly is a smart man. As much as his ego is quite big, he knows he has to slowly build himself up rather than jumping straight at the top dog in the IC title division. Is now Ludwig Kaiser looking for the pinfall. 1. Bit of a slow count from the referee. Nevertheless, I still think Dominic Mysterio would have gone ahead and kicked out. Now, I had a thought, maybe it's a reach, but Dominic, you're seeming to kind of be struggling right now with your so-called family, the Judgment Day. What if you look at your other family, your true family, with your father, Rey Mysterio, and the LWO? I mean, they already have the AAA Mega Championship. Over on SmackDown, they have the WWE Tag Team Championships. So, you want gold? It looks like the LWO knows the recipe, has a secret to go ahead and be able to do that. Is JD McDonough, distracting Ludwig Kaiser right here. This is allowing dirty Dominic Mysterio to go ahead and kind of charge up, catch his breath, and now be able to get on the attack as Dominic Mysterio looking to use the ropes right here. Flying off the middle ropes, big splash, big impact onto Ludwig Kaiser, thanks to the help of JD McDonough, who is now allowing Dirty Dominic Mysterio to go ahead and be able to get back on the attack. Of course, Ludwig, if he loses to this, he's not going to be happy as well. Of course, as I always have to say, whenever there are multiple people in someone's corner, they have the numbers game, men or women. For example, right here, Dominic has 3 people, 2 women, 1 man. He has the numbers advantage. And one time I've seen that not really work, where like clearly did not matter. For me personally, as in recent memory, it was Finn Balor. So it almost always gives you an advantage on the side of Finn Balor. It just gave him more targets to go ahead and attack. And JD McDonough again distracting Ludwig Kaiser. This is allowing Dominic Mysterio to go ahead and just catch his breath, recharge, and potentially catch Ludwig Kaiser off guard right here, as he is gonna go ahead and look for the 619. JD McDonough has been ejected, but it may be a little too late for Ludwig Kaiser, who is hit with the 619. Excuse me, now a big splash right here. Dirty Dominic Mysterio looking for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3, there it is. Dirty Dominic Mysterio able to get the victory over Ludwig Kaiser. It wasn't a clean victory. It took a lot of help from JD McDonough, which again, as I said, Ludwig's not going to be happy about that. But for tonight, the Judgment Day can slightly celebrate. They may not have any gold, but they got a victory over Ludwig Kaiser. So, good for the Judgment Day. Congratulations to Dominic Mysterio. As we do have some breaking news, having to cut the celebration short right there as Logan Paul is attacking Karrion Kross. Now, of course, Logan Paul was part of the gauntlet match to crown the new #1 contender to Penta's Intercontinental Championship, where Logan Paul was going crazy. I believe he had 6 or 7 eliminations. That's not me joking. He generally had about 7 eliminations. Then Karrion Kross came in, eliminated Logan Paul, eliminated Dralistico, was able to go ahead and crown himself the #1 contender. He did fail to become champion, but I believe Logan Paul is just frustrated because Logan Paul did so much of the work, and it was kind of just like Karrion Kross erased Logan Paul's name and just put his name over it and ended up winning the match. So I see where Logan Paul is coming from. I have lots of respect for him now because he did phenomenal in that match to go ahead and try to earn himself the #1 contendership. And maybe with a match against Karrion Kross, he can go ahead and earn himself a championship match. We know Penta's a very fighting champion, giving opportunities to the likes of Trick Williams when he didn't necessarily had earned it. I'm not going to say he didn't deserve it, because he is now the AAA Cruiserweight Champion, so congrats to him as well. But just showing that Penta is willing to go ahead and give anyone a try at his title. He loves to be a defending champion. There is no need for storylines, for feuds. If you just want a match and an opportunity at a championship, Penta's ready to go ahead and give you that because he is a winning defending champion. So maybe Logan Paul can go ahead and be next. As we do have some breaking news, it will be Becky Lynch versus Bayley, the Women's Intercontinental Championship, on the line at Survivor Series. That is 2 matches confirmed for Survivor Series. That's stacking up to be a great PLE as well. That's a come, not this weekend, but rather next weekend. As next up, we have Stephanie Vaquer versus Carmella. Now, Stephanie Vaquer had a match. I cannot remember who it was against. The Ivy Nile, maybe? Or honestly, I'm not 100% who it was against. I have very bad memory, and I don't plan on checking the records right now. Point is, Carmella came out, was a bit of a distraction to Stephanie Vaquer. We weren't sure if it was Carmella, I believe it was Ivy Nile. Let's just say it was Ivy Nile. We weren't sure if it was Carmella just teaming up with Ivy Nile, or if it was Carmella kind of being jealous and trying to target Stephanie Vaquer. Well, Stephanie didn't care. She said, my name is Stephanie Vaquer. I don't care. I'ma pull your hair. Only joking. Point is, Stephanie Vaquer wanted to go ahead and say, you want to get involved in my matches? Guess what? Not only am I going to win the match that you're trying to get involved with, but I'm going to go ahead and have a match against you, and I'm going to beat you. So here tonight, Stephanie Vaquer trying to show Carmella, just because you've been in this game for a little longer than me, specifically WWE, does not mean you can go ahead and just do whatever the hell you want. There are still levels to this crap. So here tonight, Stephanie Vaquer, Carmella. And again, it is Stephanie Vaquer just trying to show Carmella to not be messing around with other people's matches. And on the other hand, it is a big opportunity for Carmella. She has found herself quite far from any title opportunities. Maybe the closest being the Evolve Championship, the Speed Championship. But even then, still quite far from being able to really compete for any of that. However, if she is able to go ahead and beat Stephanie Vaquer here tonight, she can definitely go ahead and potentially start building her way towards maybe an Intercontinental Championship opportunity. Heck, if she's crazy enough, we have a new champion, AJ Lee. She can go ahead and try to go for the Women's World Championship. As again, congratulations to AJ Lee. We were able to crown so many champions again. This is the true season of new champions. I mean, since SummerSlam. Let's go ahead and check this out. When was SummerSlam? Okay, I believe since SummerSlam it's been Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn, Bianca Belair, Thea Hill, The Metaphor, LA Knight, Julia, Javon Evans, Cora Jade, Masha Slamovich, AJ Styles, The Lost Souls, John Cena, Jordan Grace, the Bella Twins, AJ Lee. Wow. And I would not be surprised if that list keeps getting longer as this year comes to an end, as we still have, again, this Saturday night's Carnage. We still have Survivor Series. We have another Saturday night's main event. We have the Crown Jewel, which we crown a new champion as like the Crown Jewel champion, the champion of all champions. Then we still have the Royal Rumble. We have the Elimination Chamber, and then of course WrestleMania, which is like the finale of the season here within WWE. And talking about finales, Stephanie Vaquero looking to put a finale to this match. Big stunner. Now to put Carmella away. Carmella moves out of the way, still gets hit. Carmella thought she had done something there. Should have just stayed laid down, as now Stephanie Vaquero going to look for the Devil's Kiss. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I love to see. Stephanie Vaquero doing big damage to Carmella. She's now going to look for the pinfall. And I'm sorry, Carmella. There was no chance that you won this match, Stephanie Vaquero. Letting Carmella know to not get involved in her matches. And here tonight, it is another victory for Stephanie Vaquero, which I believe is still undefeated here at the main roster. She has a tie, and apart from that, all victories. So congrats to Stephanie Vaquero. She keeps building herself up here over on Monday Night Raw. Congratulations to Stephanie Vaquero. And again, Carmella, stop trying to get involved in people's matches, man. Your time's over. Go back with that, what was his name? A little funny looking dude. Yeah, I don't even know. Anyhow, congratulations to Stephanie Vaquero. Big victory for her. As up next, what are we at? We got another spectacular match. Sheamus here tonight's coming off of a very impressive victory over a former friend, now kind of rival slash frenemy, Rusev. And here tonight, Sheamus trying to continue to move forward for quite some time now. Has been in search for the IC title. As of late, he's kind of distanced himself from that a little bit, as he has unfortunately failed quite a amount of times at becoming the IC champion right now. Again, just trying to build himself up a lot like how Dominic is doing. Just Sheamus, a veteran, has been building himself up for a little longer. Here tonight, a big man will stand in front of him as the SOB of WWE, Braun Strowman, go ahead and face off against the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. Now there, I believe there was some YouTube video where Braun Strowman and the Celtic Warrior at the gym, you know, working out and getting buff. And that's because these guys are good friends. These guys are not frenemies or rivals the way that Sheamus and Rusev are. They just both understand that this is a business in which you're going to have to face one another at some point. And that point is right here, right now. Again, no championships on the line. It's not a number one contenders match, but simply an opportunity to go ahead and see who the better man is, and an opportunity to go ahead and climb up the rankings. So a big match for both gentlemen, as Sheamus will go ahead and face off against the SOB, Mr. Braun Strowman. Big opportunity for both gentlemen. As breaking news, in our main event, we will have a big match. Not a number one contenders match, just a big match feel, which as much as it isn't a number one contenders match, whoever ends up winning this match can certainly go ahead and make the claim almost right away that they deserve a championship opportunity. As in the main event, we will see Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. Nia Jax doing very good here over on Monday Night Raw. Ever since coming here, she has been undefeated. Now here tonight, go ahead and face off Rhea Ripley in the main events, looking to continue that. On the other hand, Rhea Ripley been chasing for that Women's World Championship, which now has a new holder in AJ Lee. And now, not necessarily getting sent back down to the bottom, but just showing how many women keep getting the chances and keep becoming champion while she continues to struggle to be able to crown herself world champion yet again. But in the main event, it will be Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. And again, not a #1 contenders match necessarily, but a big opportunity for either of those women because they can go ahead and pull out that victory for whoever does in the near future as a bit of a reference to what they can do and why they deserve said world championship opportunity. That to come in the main events, but as for now, we continue focusing here on Sheamus and Braun Strowman. As a reminder, so far, a little bit of what we've seen today, specifically what's been confirmed for the PLEs, of course, Saturday Night's Carnage. This Saturday, we have a AAA Mega Championship. El Hijo del Vikingo going ahead and defending his title against Dragon Lee. We then have, let's see, Ethan Page versus Mr. Iguana for the AAA Latin American Championship. And Trick Williams against El Drago and Laredo Kid for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. Now, if any of you guys actually watch these videos, I already spoiled the winner to about all of these matches. So my apologies. I don't think anyone watched these thoroughly, so I don't think anyone know that I spoiled them. But if you guys somehow watch all of this, then you guys will know at least a couple of these winners because I film all of these like a week in advance and then I record them all in one day, so I kind of already have all the information and it just kind of combines all in my head. Well, whatever. Mistakes happen. We're all human. It's almost time to go to sleep, but that to come this Saturday Night's Carnage, and then of course next weekend we have Survivor Series, and it's going to be Survivor Series War Games as the Re-Evolution will go ahead and take on Team CM Punk / Roman Reigns, as that match has now been officially confirmed by both Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. And we will be hearing about who will be on whose team either next week or maybe Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns decide to keep their team a little private, a little bit of a secret. Go ahead and stay tuned in order to find out. So make sure you guys stay ready and stay tuned because we have some great PLEs and great matches for those PLEs confirmed. As another one that was confirmed not too long ago, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley, I hope you're watching. So I want to go ahead and say Becky Lynch has won her last 2 matches by attacking her opponent off the entrance. Please be ready for that. Please learn. Please have some IQ to actually be able to learn from others' mistakes and be able to go ahead and at least level out the playing field. I'm hoping. Like, please. But anyways, that's what's been so confirmed so far. So we'll see what happens as we continue focusing on Braun Strowman and Sheamus. At the moment, it is Braun Strowman doing some big damage to a Sheamus who is absolutely stunned. Braun Strowman trying to continue to do damage right here, sending and smashing down Sheamus straight onto the mat. And now Braun Strowman charging up as he looks to put an end to this. However, Sheamus looking to switch things around now, grabbing Braun Strowman, sends him straight into the corner of the ring. And now Sheamus going to go ahead and charge something up. What is he looking for? He's looking for a big clothesline straight onto Braun Strowman as he now looks for the pinfall. Is this enough for the victory? 1, 2, but a kick out at 2 from Braun Strowman. Sheamus going to have to do a little bit more if he wants to go ahead and put the big old SOB away. Sheamus not done. Double X handle right there, dropping Braun Strowman, who rolls outside of the ring, kind of needing some time to catch his breath and just recover a little bit. Sheamus quickly meeting him, not allowing him any time to go ahead and recover. Instead, hit with a big knee and some big right fists right there as Sheamus now grabs Braun Strowman, looking to send him into the steel steps. Instead, he is countered, and it is Braun Strowman who's going to go ahead and send Sheamus into the steel steps. Instead, Sheamus able to counter Braun Strowman right here now. Braun Strowman in a very dangerous position. Oh, big damage done by Sheamus. Big damage done, and Sheamus does not seem to be finished. Sheamus with a big kick Referee's count gets to 6. Sheamus could potentially win by count out here, unless if he decides he wants to look for the pinfall. Sheamus going to go ahead and throw Braun Strowman inside of the ring. Now going to look for the pinfall. Is this going to be enough to be able to put Braun Strowman away? 1, 2, 3. It was almost 3, but at 2.9, Braun Strowman able to go ahead and kick out. This match continues, but it is Sheamus who is still on the attack. A big kick. And that's going to be lights out for Braun Strowman. No, a kick out at 1. Braun Strowman is still in this. Now may be able to go ahead and change things around. We have some back and forth action. This is exactly what Braun Strowman needs if he wants to go ahead and secure the victory. It has been Sheamus in these last couple of minutes who has been in control on the attack and looking like the man who's going to go ahead and get the victory. But this little back and forth is the opportunity for Braun Strowman to go ahead and get on the attack, deal some big damage to Sheamus, and go ahead and potentially earn himself this victory here tonight. Both men going back and forth, going at it. They're just going to have to brawl out to Sheamus. Braun Strowman, who's going to go ahead and come out on top, and it is Sheamus who's coming out on top, at least for this little back and forth. Now Sheamus looking to put an end to this, making sure that Braun Strowman can't even kick out of this. I'm surprised Sheamus can even pick him up. I know he's crazy strong, but Braun Strowman is crazy heavy. And here tonight, Sheamus is able to go ahead and get the victory. 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations to Sheamus. A big victory here tonight, but someone is not happy with their loss over Sheamus, and it seems as though the story between Rusev and Sheamus is only just getting started. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and hop into the moment we've all been waiting for. I know I only announced this match just a couple moments ago, but that's exactly what everyone waits for. The main event, and it has come now here tonight. It is main event time. Rhea Ripley facing off against Nia Jax. As a reminder, again, it is not necessarily a number 1 contenders match. However, again, whoever ends up winning this match can definitely use this as a sort of reference and an opportunity to go ahead and kind of make the claim that they deserve, the championship opportunity. And again, as I said previously, with new champions, there comes new challengers. And the new champion to the World Women's Championship is AJ Lee. Congratulations to her. So, certainly we'll be looking for her first challenger to her brand new title. She was able to go ahead and crown herself a 4-time WWE World Champion. First time she wins this specific Women's World Championship. That title didn't even exist back when she retired. For the woman, I believe it was only the Divas Championship and the NXT Women's Championship. And as far as I know, that was it. For the women, the men still had Intercontinental, Tag Team, United States, and whatnot. Heck, even then, I don't even think the woman had Royal Rumbles or Money in the Bank, so that definitely still be on the list for AJ Lee to try to win and try to accomplish. And who knows, that may be a possibility. Just because you're world champion does not mean you can, go ahead and hop in the Royal Rumble match. Would it suck? Because, well, the Royal Rumble winner is supposed to get a title shot at WrestleMania, yes, but hey, we've seen crazier things in the WWE. As here comes Nia Jax, our main event here tonight. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax. Big match feel, because that's exactly what it is. A very, very big match now. Nia Jax, a former world champion. I am not sure how many she got. Let's go ahead and check the database. I believe Nia Jax is, wait, she's only a 1-time world champion. I believe she, alright, I'm not sure who, what's going on here, but I know Rhea Ripley has like 4 or 5. Alright, Jax, I don't know. My database is messing around. It's saying like 2 to 3. Not sure if that is true or not. Not sure, honestly. But anyhow, the main event has begun. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, our main event here tonight. Still to come this week, of course. Tuesday night NXT. We still have Wednesday night Evolve, Friday night SmackDown, Saturday night's Carnage. We go ahead and rinse and repeat. And then not this weekend, but the following weekend, we'll go ahead and have Survivor Series. And I think the weekend after that, we have Halloween Havoc. So, things moving around nicely here as we advance to the late stages of 2025 and into 2026 as Nia Jax doing some nice damage right there onto Rhea Ripley. Big stomp straight to the head of Rhea Ripley. I am absolutely gassed here tonight. I think I'm ready to go ahead and call it a night, but these women have to go ahead and finish this match. I'm not saying I don't want to be here, but I'm saying I don't want to be here as Rhea Ripley is sent straight into the turnbuckle. Nia Jax, so far, the woman who has been in control, doing some big, enormous damage onto Rhea Ripley as Nia Jax mail it to fly right here, and she does, doing a big tsunami of sorts onto Rhea Ripley, taking inspiration from Bronson Reed, who we are hoping to be seeing in the Survivor Series War Games match, as we will be having the Re-Evolution versus Team CM Punk / Roman Reigns. At Survivor Series, we don't have a women's team, as our women have been keeping it light on the feuds. It's been lots of singles, no need for all these big factions like the Bloodline and Team Cody and the Re-Evolution. There is no need for all of this, so thank you to the woman for making our jobs a lot safer and a lot better, rather than these men who can't control their emotions. A lot more dramatic than the woman, at least after WrestleMania they have been, as Rhea Ripley looking for the quick roll-up, maybe able to get the victory. Now Nia Jax now looking to go ahead and get a roll-up of her own. Rhea Ripley able to go ahead and kick out at one right there was now. And as Nia Jax, who is back in control and back on the attack, doing some big damage there. Rhea Ripley going to go ahead and roll outside of the ring in order to just catch her breath a little bit, play a little bit of mind games with Nia Jax, but it is Nia Jax who goes back on the attack. Now climbing the middle rope, big elbow drop, nobody home as Rhea Ripley able to go ahead and move out of the way right there. Now Rhea Ripley with a big opportunity to finally be able to do some damage onto big Nia Jax. I don't mean big as it's just in big, but a big. As you guys know, it is time for me to go to sleep because I'm just yapping a lot, but that's what I love doing. Is Rhea Ripley a little bit of showing off right here. Big stomp to the back of Nia Jax, as now Rhea Ripley with some big right fist straight to the face of Nia Jax. Fans chanting, not the face, not the face. At least as far as I know, I had learned how to say not the face in German, but I already forgot, so I gotta relearn it next time we go to Germany, because right now I'll stick to English, por favor. As Rhea Ripley finally being able to do some damage right now to the left leg of Nia Jax, absolutely sending it forward and then popping it back in, and maybe a little extra right there is, oh, Nia Jax sending Rhea Ripley straight into the steel steps. Referee's count is getting close to 10, now halfway there, as Nia Jax going to go ahead and pick up Rhea Ripley, looking to slam her down. Now if you can go ahead and get Rhea Ripley inside of the ring, pin her. Nia Jax looking to fly. This is dangerous, huge elbow drop. Rhea Ripley has just been absolutely flattened like a freaking, not even like a pancake, like a crepe. And this match continues that, resetting the referee's count. Rhea Ripley able to go ahead and counter right here as Nia Jax, even after all that damage that she has done to Rhea Ripley still able to fight back, still able to stand tall, and just to show the powerhouse, the determination, and just how high level both of these women are, and how top of the game these two ladies are, and how much the women's division has grown in the last couple of years, especially as referee's count did get to 7 right there, but both female superstars back inside of the ring now. Nia Jax looking to go ahead and put this match away. Nia Jax trying to grab a hold of Rhea Ripley, picking her up, looking to slam her down. Is able to do so now, looking for the pinfall. Can she get the victory? 1, 2, and almost 3. Rhea Ripley able to go ahead and kick out. We do see some frustration growing from Nia Jax right there. Is now Rhea Ripley's time to shine. Big headbutt onto Nia Jax as Rhea Ripley looking to put an end to this match once and for all. She hasn't had the most time to be on the attack. In fact, she has spent most of this match taking a lot of damage, but all she needs is a small glimpse of hope in order to be able to secure the victory. Big splash onto Nia Jax, and now Rhea Ripley gonna look for the submission right here. Can she go ahead and make Nia Jax tap? Nia Jax fighting hard, but Rhea Ripley making sure that Nia Jax can't. Oh, well, she still is able to go ahead and escape that submission hold. And now Rhea Ripley gonna go ahead and grab Nia Jax, sends her slamming down into the mat. Rhea Ripley isn't finished as she sees Nia Jax slowly getting up using the ropes. And now Rhea Ripley with a nice little headbutt straight into the stomach of Nia Jax. Just as Rhea Ripley was going outside of the ring, Nia goes out, or other way around. As soon as Rhea went out, Nia went in, but uh-oh. Nia Jax's time may be over. Face first on the mat. Rhea Ripley looking for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Rhea Ripley wins the main event here tonight over Nia Jax. Congratulations to Rhea Ripley. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, we still have Tuesday night NXT, Wednesday Evolve, Friday night SmackDown, and Saturday night's Carnage. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and we will see you guys tomorrow night, Tuesday night NXT. Thank you so much for tuning in.